Hello and welcome to another Aston Originals podcast from Aston History. I am Brian Sudlow, lecturer in history at Aston University. I have with me as a guest today Dr. Ishtiaq Ahmed. Dr. Ahmed is the Professor Emeritus of Political Science at Stockholm University, and he's also an honorary senior fellow of the Institute of South Asian Studies at the National University of Singapore. Now, if you're interested in Pakistani history, then Dr. Ahmed is an important author. He's got a series of major studies in his CV: Jinnah, his successes, failures, and role in history; Pakistan, the garrison state, origins, evolution, consequences, 1947 to 2011. And also The Punjab Blooded, Partitioned and Cleansed, which won the Best Non-Fiction Book Prize at the 2013 Karachi Literature Festival. Professor Ahmed, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much for the invitation. I'm very excited about it. Yeah, thank you.
So we're looking forward to welcoming you at Aston University on Tuesday, the 31st of October. So in just a few days' time, really. I wonder if you can tell people what you're going to be talking about when you come.
The topic we have chosen is the two-nation theory and Mohammad Ali Jinnah's role in it. You see, there is a huge controversy surrounding this. On the one hand, you have his biographers, celebrated biographers, Stanley Walport, paying him the ultimate compliment that Jinnah, that leaders have changed geography. Jinnah not only changed geography but also history and founded a nation. That's one position, and then at the other end of the pole, you have the position saying that Jinnah did not want the partition, and that it was the Indian National Congress and especially Jawaharlal Nehru who forced partition on Jinnah. Now, I was very keen to understand both positions can't be right. So I had to look at the material and establish with evidence which of the two positions was correct. Secondly, I think the two-nation theory is not just about the partition of India. Its long shadow has, cast its spell over the politics of Pakistan and India-Pakistan relations. So regional politics, even I would say global politics, has a lot to do with how the two-nation theory impacted on the future of the subcontinent.
Okay, thank you very much indeed. So, and that'll be those will be some of the key arguments then that you'll be addressing in your paper. Let me ask you then, why do you think this is such an important question at the moment in terms of global history, but also history of Pakistan?
Because I think the role of Jinnah, of all the leaders who took part in this freedom struggle, it's given into very extreme positions. On the one hand, you have hagiographies written one after the other in Pakistan, and on the other hand, he's held in great contempt for having betrayed the freedom struggle. I wanted to humanize Jinnah as a human being, look at his leadership qualities, and look at the circumstances in which what he accomplished. What was those circumstances? But more importantly, how the partition of India on the basis of religion has, left its mark on the day-to-day life of Pakistanis, the Pakistani political system, why Pakistan could not become a democracy, and why India went on to become an electoral democracy at least. So I think all these questions have a lot to do with the two-nation theory and what were the implications and ramifications of arguing that the Muslims were a nation by virtue of their faith in Islam. You see, once Pakistan came into being, the next question was, what Islam and who's a Muslim? And that has come to haunt Pakistani politics to this day. So I think that from a political science point of view, political theory, as well as history, there was a lot which needed to be corrected. And I've gone into this sort of mission over 808 pages, and the book is now very well received both in India and Pakistan. And I think this will be my opportunity to introduce the book to a British academic audience. So I'm very much looking forward to it.
Well, we're very much looking forward to hearing you speak, and I think what you're saying here essentially is, in order to understand Pakistan and India today, we have to understand the history of how the two nations formed then, and what were the consequences for later decisions and for later directions that the nation have taken. If I could just say as well, I think the whole question about two-state solutions is clearly also very, very topical. If we just look geographically to the west of India and Pakistan, at what's happening in the Middle East, and perhaps there'll be opportunity to see some of the parallels in the discussion around your paper. Professor Ahmed, thank you immensely for joining us here on the short podcast. Thank you very much for coming to see us at the end of October. So just again, Professor Ahmed's talk is called Mohammad Ali Jinnah, The Two-Nation Theory and the Demand for Pakistan. Listeners can register for that event via the Eventbrite link, which will be below this video. Thank you for joining us on this Aston Originals podcast with Aston History, and we'll see you again very soon.